Hey, so basically, my question is I'm actually not sure how the ESP32 works in terms of the Arduino. So in our project, we're looking at, with the flames, we're looking to get this thermal imaging camera and have that, because this is the only one we can find in the market, the MLX 90640. It just displays an array that will connect to the Arduino, hopefully, and we can just basically count the number of hotspots. So that way we don't deal with a bunch of issues with it not perfectly lining up with we use like an individual thermal sensor. So what I do have an electronics background working with radio and stuff like that, ham radio, but in terms of like Arduinos and ESPs, I don't with like Wi-Fi connections. So I was wondering if you could provide a little more explanation if you know about how an ESP or exactly what an ESP is and how it connects to an Arduino, something like that. And so yeah, so when I was doing a little bit of research, I found someone trying to use the MLX thermal camera with an Uno, and there was stuff that was being found saying they're not compatible. There's not enough RAM capacity, and so I'm trying to see if it's not directly compatible with an Uno. Does an ESP connect to an Uno? Can I have them communicate with each other? And in that sense, because then we'll have the more computing power. And I do know that we're using some sort of ESP for the Wi-Fi connection between the camera that's overhead that's looking at the plate image, so we can find the position of our OTV. But in my sense, really just trying to understand how the ESP connects, and yeah, and in the sense of I found some ESPs here, if basically how these connect, and we could possibly also use these to connect to Wi-Fi if that's possible. And if I pull up, I did write some very, very basic MATLAB code here, just so I understand what I want to do, where basically it would provide an array, and we would do some way of normalizing the array. And in that array, we would just count the pixels. And if I just were, for example, to run this where it runs a random array, I would get a count of the number of candles that are lit up. Obviously, I have to learn a little more from transferring my MATLAB knowledge that I've learned from like my ENAE 202 course, MATLAB in C++. But in that sense, yeah, so we have the idea of the code, but we want to see how we can apply that to obviously the Arduino and if it's even compatible, because it seems like our other options are very like 2% chance of working. With this, we actually can see a lot of confidence and success in our design.